every Nigerian see London as their first trip.
Sure.
That's the dream way back.
There's a guy that went to Nigeria for the first time. This guy was going to the airport. He doesn't want to miss his flight. He was on a Uber, and there was traffic, so he decided to get on a cab, on a
Bike.
Okada.
Mm.
His hand luggage, everything was with him, so he was backpack and all of that. So on the bike, someone saw a man with a backpack, and they rushed after him and they stabbed him. He took the knife to London.
When you say Japa, it's in two ways.
Okay.
The first thing is orientation and the upbringing and the reason why you want to Japa.
Mm-hmm.
Some people Japa and they want Dele Leary. Like when I say want Dele Leary, they Japa for good, and at the end of the day they were successful. And while some people Japa without having to be equipped, and they regret it. I'm not encouraging you to leave your country, but trust me, if the country does not favor you and you feel you have a greener pasture you want to go, why won't you go? You can go, but I would always
make sure you have those skills.
Forget those elokawe. You can read. I'm not saying education is not paramount.
Yeah.
It's not a priority. But you are only reading books, bro. In those days, it used to be technical college, where they would teach us how to make shoes, how to sew clothes, how to be creative, and that can last you forever, even if you don't know book, and you can put food on your table.
Sure.
But these days, Nasuso broke your book.
One of the major reasons most men will move here is when your wife and your children are here. One of the major reasons.
Yes,
because mostly these women are out to wine and brainwash us. So you have that's
women are the nurture part. We are the authority in the house. When a child falls down, who does it 0 on 2? Most of the time, the mother. When a child needs to be put straight, it's usually the father. God bless single mothers that try to play both roles,
and some single fathers too.
And some single fathers too that try to play both roles. If you have a chance for both of you to play your separate roles, please don't miss it.
Some guys are making $40,000 in Nigeria now on content creating.
Yeah,
100, 120,
You understand?
80.
So it's like they are living abroad in Nigeria.
Why is it always women?
Content is the new currency. Don't whine yourself. You'll be confused. You'll be shocked what these boys are earning.
I'm telling you.
Hi, everyone. This is the Assorted Podcast coming from the Studio 10 Media. Today we have some amazing guests with us. But before I start, let me first introduce myself. My name is Damola, and here with us we have
Adeba.
Shala Adeomi.
Oopsie.
Okay.
Well, why are we starting on this quiet note?
I don't understand.
Why people are taking it so
Professional.
Well, my own name is Kunle Afod. You can call me Kunle Afod. Mr. Inspiration for short.
Shit.
My name is Bigiano Shayo Master, aka the Kutiko, aka Fatade, Clone Shell.
It's okay.
We knew it would escalate. So we understand the system.
From the lower to the highest.
Thank you. Oh, deep.
All those Yoruba people. Wow. So of course we're in UK, London, and of course I am from Canada, T.O, Toronto. And it's nice to be here, definitely.
That's good. So I think we have to do that again. So where are you staying?
Oh, I'm very local. London here, Orpington.
Okay, local.
We are
Awan Italy.
Otiyemi.
with the Londoners.
I'm so much local than you.
True.
How long does it take you to get home?
Maybe 30 minutes. How long does it take you?
5 minutes.
We should move into this place.
All this their own local. This local. My own Naija local. You know. I see the wood. Alimosho.
You continue.
Wait. Yanokpaja.
Alimosho. Still under Alimosho.
Egbeda.
Alimosho.
I'm a better animal.
Where's your Ijile?
Nigeria or here?
In Nigeria now. Is it? I think mention.
Ibadan.
All right, hey, all right, guys. Quiet. Where is your?
Hey, you want to embarrass me?
Yeah, no, you should be proud of
You want to embarrass me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the best way I can break it down is I'm from Ogun State.
Mm-hmm.
My paternal is from Abeokuta. My maternal is from Ijebu.
On our side to scores.
Akika.
And that's the best I can do. I always say my town because I grew up in Canada. So I'm from Ottawa because Ottawa is my town. Because that's what I know.
Ottawa.
So where is the Agbole in that Ottawa?
In Ottawa. The parliament.
You mentioned Ottawa. Is it?
Yeah, Ottawa is the village, really.
Is it as cold as London? Because London is.
Hey, is it as cold? It is colder.
Ottawa.
Because
It's
right now, I
chilling.
think at the moment we're in probably 1 degree or something.
This is nothing.
-5.
This is Toronto weather. Toronto weather is one of the warmest city in Canada.
Yeah.
This is Toronto weather. Ottawa, Quebec, Manitoba,
English.
all those ones. They already have snow, so they're already in winter.
So you can actually walk around the street now without a jacket.
You can, but not me.
So you are still fully Nigerian. So forget that.
Cold blood did not enter my body.
Fair enough.
You are claiming somewhere and you are not even wearing their flag. Look at what you're wearing.
Which flag? Green,
flag,
black,
green,
white.
No,
She's representing.
Green and white.
See the rank.
Green and white.
She's
Hey, it's in the blood, right?
Thank you.
Green. But yeah.
I'm sure she will take it off before she gets to the airport.
No, why? My passport says it all.
All right. Oh, deep. Fawatani.
No, I know.
And Kunle Afod, how are you finding London at the moment?
Well, this is not my first time. So London is London. London is one of the oldest city I used to know about. And
Your
you know,
backyard.
every Nigerian see London as their first trip.
Sure.
You know, that's the dream way back. So thank God this time around I'm entering this weather that I always run away from. I came in here with 2 jackets. I will soon be going on.
You get one before you go.
Another
So
jacket.
it will be 3.
Oh, better.
It's not that good now. But you see how funny you just said that though. You have someone like me that, grew up in Canada. And we never saw London or UK as anything special.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we now have a lot of people that come in from London to Canada and they're like, Canada is so quiet, it's so boring. And coming, of course, to UK and realizing that Lagos or Nigeria is just like at the backyard. I understand where they're coming from. But it's like you just mentioned, going to UK, most Nigerians, it is like their first international.
No, when we were kids, even our parents they came to London first because I feel because they are the one that
Colonized us?
yes,
Yeah.
I feel that's the reason. And then it was visa free, so people come here to read, study,
Yeah.
and then it's like your children is running away. So, no communication, but these days London is just there.
Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours. It's just 6 hours.
So when you are even going to Offa from Lagos, you might get to London before you get to Offa.
That happened to me once. Honestly, I dropped someone off at the airport, and the person got to London before I got back home.
That's it. It even happened to one of my
Abraham Adesanya to the airport.
Just imagine.
no, Abraham Adesanya is even far. One of my younger colleague, DG Coco. So he took his mom to the airport. The mom got to London and he was going to Egbeda. Traffic. He didn't get to Egbeda before the
From
mom got to
Ikeja?
London. Yeah.
Wow.
Sad.
So when you talk of traffic in London, you are still playing child's play.
I have an experience, there's a guy that went to Nigeria for the first time. He hasn't been there for so long and he's been working hard and everything. He's so excited I want to go back home.
Yeah.
But there was traffic. He was going to the airport. He was going to catch a flight. He's been in Nigeria. There was no issues. Everything was okay. Then this guy was going to the airport. He doesn't want to miss his flight. He was on a Uber. And there was traffic. So he decided to get on a cab, on a
Bike.
Okada. So, he had his bag. He actually told the cabman, put my luggage at the airport. I would speak to them. They will send it over. But his hand luggage, everything was with him. So he was backpack and all of that. So on the bike, someone saw a man with a backpack and, they rushed after him and they stabbed him. No, he took the knife to London.
For real?
Yeah.
The stab wound with the knife.
Stabbed the woman and everything. Because when the stabbing went in there, they couldn't take it off. So they called the emergencies and everything. They have to make sure that he was okay. And they put him on a special sort of... May it not happen to us. If it happens to people, then there's a procedure.
There's a procedure for
So they couldn't take it out because the doctors were saying if you take this out, it's going to be...
It's organs.
It's going to be time.
It will bleed out.
Which is a flight 6 hours. You can survive for 12 hours, sort of that. He came over here and he was saved.
I mean,
really?
Yeah.
So I know healthcare is one of the major differences between,
and that's why people are jackpying.
I mean, you can imagine.
That's
one of the major.
That's a major topic that I think it'll be interesting to hear from your perspective.
Which is
from Bigiano's perspective, Abi.
Bigiano,
what can you say about Jackpot? Because I know these fingers will be pointing to us.
I know.
But mainly, I believe that...
Are you Jackpot yourself?
I can never Jackpot. Don't worry. I can never.
Okay.
I
know.
Can someone record that, please, so that we can play it?
Don't worry. I do tell people every day. It's not easy here. You people feel... I did a video yesterday. I was telling people, I appreciate anybody that sends you anything from
abroad,
this part of the world.
Yeah.
It's not easy, my brother. I was in the snow, tears coming out of my... Kilo Shele. It won't happen to me back home.
So
one bombing lane now.
Right.
So I'll share an experience about that resolve never to jackpot much later. But
we have different mindsets.
Of course,
exactly.
my
children can come over. My children can stay here. I can, I can... No problem.
Okay, I'll share my later, but yeah. Please.
That's exactly, like, in addition to what you just said, Ebo, when you say jackpot, it's in two ways.
Okay.
The first thing is orientation and the upbringing and the reason why you want to jackpot. Some people jackpot and they want Dele Leary. Like when I say one Dele Leary, they jackpot for good, and at the end of the day, they were successful in relocating, getting themselves out of here, sell their properties and everything. And while some people jackpot without having to be equipped, and they regret it. And some of them, about today, Plumstead High Street, Peckham, you see those Egbon, then if you go back to Nigeria, they ain't got nothing to you get. So what I think is, you can jackpot if you want to jackpot, but lokoshewo, koboshin gerun, koboshin she eyelashes, koboshin she babbing, I'm not encouraging you to leave your country, but trust me, if the country does not favor you, and you feel you have a greener pasture you want to go, why won't you go? You can go, but I would always
make sure you have those skills.
Forget those elokawe. You can read. I'm not saying education is not paramount.
Yeah.
It's not a priority. But you are only reading books, bro. In those days, it used to be technical college where they would teach us how to make shoes, how to sew clothes, how to be creative, and that can last you forever, even if you don't know book, and you can put food on your table.
Sure.
But these days, so broke your book. Thousands of graduates are out there with no job. So why won't you jackpot and be an Uber driver? You'd rather be an Uber driver than to be a graduate walking on the street in Lagos.
We still use the same syllabus. Why people in China
do you understand?
are training their kids on how to do IT?
I totally get you, and I'll use myself as an example, especially with what you said about trying to make sure you have some technical skills aside just the education. So I did not jackpot because I wasn't. Again, of course, there's also the notion that you have to. If things are not working for you in Nigeria, then you leave. Some people had to leave even when they were doing
very much
okay,
very well in Nigeria.
Yes.
And so I'll tell you my personal story. So I shuttled for like 10 to 12 years. My family moved here like 12 years before I finally settled in. Why? Because I was very successful in Nigeria. I was comfortable. I prefer happiness to a lot of other things. I prefer being wealthy,
Freedom.
I prefer riches. I prefer being wealthy to having
Just want to
riches.
become
Riches, yeah.
Right. I love the fact that I could pick up my phone and I could call people and things will happen. And of course, coming here shortly, I used to spend 3 months here, 6 months in Nigeria, 3 months here, 6 months in Nigeria. So coming here in those 3 months, I knew that this place was a leveler. There was nothing like, I knew the prime minister. The prime minister, you and I go enter bus together. So there's no major difference. So I knew that it would be a bit different here. And there is also the culture shock. Which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
If you come here, you can't say, which was something I had to do before I came. I decided
Eventually.
to come here,
To relocate
right?
finally.
Yeah, I already had the mindset to say, listen, whenever I'm going to finally relocate, I need to understand that if it is Uber driving, if it whatever it, there's no difference here as against what we had in Nigeria.
Yeah.
My plumber, the day he told me how much he makes,
earns,
I was like, okay, I know we'll go learn this work.
And they tell
The
you,
guy is making like 250 a day, 250 per call out.
Yeah.
So if he gets like 5, 6 or 7 call outs in one day, he's making more than a lot of us are making in the they wear white collar.
general manager.
Right. But hey, and I said it all the time with my kids, but later I stopped saying it because I didn't want it to look like I'm guilt tripping them.
Okay.
I came here finally to settle in because my firstborn was now 9. He was asking his mom questions that I don't want to say it in a sexist way. Okay. A father had to be around for. My second was 6.
One of the major reasons most men will move here is when your wife and your children are here. One of the major reasons.
Yes,
because mostly these women are out to wine and brainwash us. So you have that's the power you have.
Yeah.
And there's a way you will say it
but it's not whining and manipulating the
but
children.
if the man says you should come back home, will you?
Come and do what?
That is it. You will know. There's a way you will make us come and sit.
Yeah, but as a man,
your family is here.
We will sit with you. Don't worry. We will sit with you. No matter how sweet Nigeria is,
but don't say manipulating the children. It's the environment. If you are not
what terms will I use?
If you are not here
You want
to
to
say your own
now.
perspective,
Like,
no.
That's what you're doing
I want
now.
you to use the proper term.
Okay.
If a man is not in the home to give his own side of either the situation, the story, and teach the child, what do you expect the woman to do? She's going to only say our own side of the story.
Especially this kind of
You understand?
environment.
So of course that is why the man needs to be in the home. Don't leave it for the women alone.
But I would like him to finish his.
So to be honest, right? To be honest, it had nothing to do with her and what she had to say or what she didn't say. It was more of you as a man. Our biggest role is to be logical. Not emotional. Women should be the emotional part. We're logical. Women are the nurture part. We are the authority in the house. A boy is a boy child or a girl child knows what he can. When a child falls down, who does it 0 on 2? Most of the time, the mom.
Mother.
When a child needs to be put straight, it's usually the father. God bless single mothers that try to play both roles,
And some single father too.
and some single fathers too that try to play both roles. But if you have a chance to play both, if you have a chance for both of you to play your separate roles, please don't miss it. And that's what I did. I had to just say, you know what? At this point in time, if it's for me to give the next 10 years for
them
role,
to just
Now my first son is 14. He's had 8 years with me. He missed 6 years with me, and he's had 8 years with me.
Great.
Right? And for me, it's like, okay, dude, I'm giving you another 4 years because I have a life that I believe I could be living without
you.
If they are listening to me, they will agree with me. If you guys were not
being there,
if you're not there in the picture. But now I know as a father, I need to be here for this space of life. When you're 18, 20, I've got so many dreams I want to go back to.
It's down to commitment.
Quick one. In that space of in that space of 4 years that you were away and the 6 years that we were here, what did you intend doing when you were coming? What was your
So I was pretty good with what I was doing in Nigeria and I used to be digital marketing.
Okay.
So in those 10 years I'd done a lot here as well, but to be honest, there's a bit of a ceiling in what you as a Nigerian coming from Nigeria, as a Nigerian company can come here and we can't go and bid for a Magnus.
I know.
So you have to start with businesses
Limitations.
Limitations. You have to start with businesses that had diasporans in mind, but they were targeting Africans and Caribbeans.
Right.
So I'd done a bit of those things in that space of time. So coming back, I knew, okay, this is a place I'm going to try and You know. However, to your point, to be honest, at that point when I decided I was going to come in for my kids,
Right.
I was ready for anything.
Thank you very much. That's what I want to actually.
Anything.
Yeah, that's what that makes you a responsible father.
Anything.
Yeah. Well, Jackpot has so many angles where you look at it from. If you are looking at it from the artist point of view,
Right.
maybe mostly the musician they took off before us.
True.
So
You're throwing stones now.
No, we are trying to well, I feel our own job, you can never be there forever. I will advise you not to live at your prime. When you are there, and make sure you enjoy it. But when you are nosediving, you can move, because you will never be there forever. Okay. You understand? But when you know will you advise from Kakendele to Japan now?
No.
Good point.
No.
You understand? And this place is good.
Yeah.
Our children can live fine here. You understand? But that period is a period where a lot of people are also looking at her.
Yeah.
They believe in her. Living at that point in time, I don't think is
We actually
my own
dampen
belief.
people.
My own belief.
Yeah.
You understand? My own belief. So I feel some of us, like we rightly said, when they travel out, they still feel that one part of their joy is missing. You see, entertainment is this thing that has to do with your life and your heart and your soul.
Why are you romancing yourself?
So when you just drop it, you
I've got
will
a
be there.
question for you.
Okay, brother.
True.
I'm sorry to question you.
Okay.
You know, because you're talking about entertainment, and we've seen filming entertainers. You know, they're making big money. You know, they're building mansions. I don't know if it's
Way back in Nigeria. Or
Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, they're doing so much, and the male entertainers they are begging for help
Why do you want begging?
when they have.
I've never begged anybody.
You.
So I will say for myself. I don't know about others. See, my brother, let me tell you the truth. I know where you are going to. You want us to say where they are getting the money from? That is where you will go to. Oh yeah,
I've not
pick it up from there.
And one actor came out recently and he said, any actor that is doing all of this and all of that, how much are they paying them? Let's do the analysis.
Okay.
I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying.
Right.
You're just quoting him.
Yeah, but you know that balance.
Yes.
What's going on?
I will speak for myself because I know myself. Right now, we are in the era where content creating gives money. For somebody that says, I don't know where they are making their own money from, maybe did not follow the latest trend. If you're making maybe 20,000, I don't know what
Dollars.
it's saying, maybe dollars or pounds. Yeah. Some guys are making $40,000 in Nigeria now on content creating.
Yeah.
100, 120,
You understand?
80.
So it's like they are living abroad in Nigeria.
Why is it always women?
No, it
Not
doesn't-
women now, guys. I'm telling you guys. Are you telling me that the likes of Shaggy, the likes of Macaroni, they are not making it? How many of these girls are in? Well, some girls are also in content creating that are doing fine, doing so well.
Yeah.
See, either you like it or not. If you have twin,
So
a guy
it
and
mean-
a girl,
it means
hold on.
if you're making a movie, you don't make money, but making content creating,
You can make money in movies. Why not? Do you know how much Femi sold Jagun Jagun?
that's when they're divided.
So is he not a guy?
It's famous. We know.
No. Live famous. So live famous.
I can understand where he's
going. I know where he's
understand where
heading
he's
to.
and you're just trying to divert.
No. Because I don't know. See,
Femi Adebayo is famous.
no, don't say Femi. We have
But
younger ones also.
there are
making-
people. No, I know few people that are coming up as well. But the sort of money
I mean, it's not balanced.
I will just quickly break it down for you. The truth now is content is the new currency. Don't whine yourself. you'll be confused. You'll be shocked what these boys are earning.
I'm telling you, like I was saying, see, if you have twin, a boy and a girl, most likely the girl will
Make it
will lower your
More right.
body.
yeah faster.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
For the
Right.
The guy.
the guy, but later the guy can be the guy can no men it's like that. If you are walking on the street with a lady now, they will look at her, not you. So favor will look at them first.
Place, yeah.
But they will also come back to the guy because later the guy will also pick one or two things together.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with Femi Adebayo is popular. If your video, your Netflix is
Content.
not, your content is not rich and clean, you're not going to make that money. They're making so much money that government want to start taxing the content creators.
You're right.
Now
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we speak.
Sure.
Do you understand? So if you're not doing, so I'm not talking about you now. If you know out there that you are not doing good in London or in diaspora, wherever you are, come to Nigeria, come and be doing content so that you can be okay.
And those days, those days, well, even if you are famous, you might not get just a single endorsement. But nowadays,
There's so many companies.
Rampant.
yeah,
Even also this small
everybody's
company.
bringing in.
Including Agbojedi companies. And they're spending money.
They're spending money.
Marketing.
Yeah. Even ordinary skincare, they are getting phones. Shops.
Yeah.
Having ambassadors.
Different I go in Nigeria now.
Yeah, different. So much.
You made a point earlier about not living at your prime, and I wanted to share something. Like, to be honest, that's probably one of the major things I never regret. I mean, I made my decision, I move with it, but I would say was a pitfall when I moved here.
Okay.
So I had employees like 20, 30, and at some point in time, my clients would say, "Why are you the one presenting? Where is your boss?" I went to sit down in London, Abi, and then I started losing businesses. So when you live as the face or the owner of the business, trust me, your Nigerian side is not going to stay while your new home is now blossoming. Your Nigerian business is going to start. It's going to dip in a way.
The guys you left are even ready to hijack.
That means that means what Yoruba have said. Ojumewa le jojo eni.
Benny.
Exactly.
Oju what?
Ojú mẹ́wàá kò lè dàbí ojú ẹni.
10
Eyes.
high.
Not be like
Kò
your
lè
eyes.
jójú ẹni possible.
If you're not there, you're missing.
Yeah, iwájú ilé la ṣe ní gbé. Ojú
It's way different from this one. It's way different. Therefore, no. Okay. Are we going? This is 2-1. It's 2-1.
We shouldn't go there.
It's 2-1. So who is leading
Have
now?
lost me. What inspires you to start doing that content of Proverbs challenge? Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, I had this for a very long time. Well, in the era of Baba Suwe, may his gentle soul.
Amen.
He's one of those I love so much. He's a comedian, and everybody loves Baba Suwe. So those days, Baba Suwe came up with the concept of destroying Owe. There's a way he will change the Owe, and people fall in love with that style. So then I was focusing on my directing, script writing part of me.
Yeah.
So I didn't really act. But I have this friend. His name is Kunle Ramon, and he's also a comedian. So I told him then that, why don't you bring Owe back? If Baba's way is destroyed, you build it back. So it's going to be a content for you too.
Yes.
And you make it with. So then, if he wants to say his own Owe, if the Owe is starting from A, he will say Labe Owe we ha. Agbada Oba, you understand, like that. So he was building it up, but he didn't really believe in that. But since then, I had that in mind. So ever since this content thing started, so I was looking for one that will just. So I did a couple of different contents, trying to see where people will just key into.
Yeah.
So fortunately, when we were on the set of 7 Doors last year by Femi Adebayo, so
That's a nice movie, by the way.
Yes, it's coming up very soon. We go blow that bubble.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
So we were shooting. So I was just relaxing. I just called up on 2 of my friends and just did it between them. That day, I was even telling them they can do the English, do the Yoruba, mix it up. So Jigon Babaoja said one in English, and the other guy just spoke Yoruba all through. So when I posted, I was not even concentrating on making money with it. You understand? Just I want people to see something they will like. So this thing just, and every comment was, why was this one speaking English? Why was this one speaking English? Well, everything must be Yoruba. Everything must. So I just made it Yoruba. So, and everybody loved it. In fact, they were calling now. They are booking me like a musician. Come to Canada. We will do this one for you. Come to this Adubo. Come to so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's great. I remember when I first saw the first content, or one of the ones I saw first, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And right there, I'm like, to me, you were diverting from this filmmaker to a content creator. And I thought it was just such a genius idea. Because I'm like, oh, this is going to go far. Of course, with the Yoruba people, I'm like, this is going to go far. But then I just left it at that. But of course, it did go far, and superb to that. Congratulations! It's not easy finding a niche, a niche that can
Cheers.
And I see it as rebranding, right? Rebranding to the next generation.
Yeah.
My juice. So, and I see it as a rebranding to the next generation, and I think that's always great, so that you don't die off with the generation, before you. When you can always create content that the next generation can vibe to, that's how you continue to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought that was superb. Yes. Yeah.
Recently, I've been watching YouTube. When I put on my smart TV, it goes on YouTube, and put something in, things are happening and all of that. But what I've appreciated so much about him is the way he's gone around to the veterans.
Yeah.
There was one I saw recently. He was in America and he saw Lekin sing.
No, Lekin is late. Arauson.
No, not Arauson.
Oh, Arauson.
There was this man.
Dimeji.
Sorry, Dimeji. They were both together at the time. If you watch Nigerian movies.
Yeah.
If you watch Nigerian movies those days, Dimeji, they're together. Olai, all of them. So he went there and I haven't seen that man for years. Many years.
Ages.
And I saw him I was like, wow. I followed him straight away.
Wow.
Because I went like, wow, that man was living in America. So you're doing so well.
Thank you.
Then when I followed him, I was watching different interviews. He's been to so many places. There was one auntie, Nikepela, you went to see her. I've not seen her for ages as well. These are people who saw when we were watching movies.
Those
Professor Pella's
younger sister.
Shino
Pella's sister, Professor Pella's daughter.
Yeah. These are people we're watching, and there's so much.
Those are the artists actually graced our screens.
Different. So you've done so well.
Thank you.
Kira Fungaba. I've been around in the music industry even before Shayo. I've been with Alariwo of Africa. I was part of Triple B. I've worked with Tony Tetula. I've worked with Lagbaja and Kubisade. I've worked with Kenny's music, most of the artists. Yes, I've done a whole lot of stuff. I wrote Damiduro for Davido. I write a couple of songs. Yeah.
The same Damiduro.
Yeah, David is like David is my brother.
People that were feeling with Damiduro, when I call it Damiduro, me, one day Bigiano sank. Ashes, of course. I started the beat to Damiduro, and then I was making Damiduro beat for Sexy Still. It's facts. For Sexy Still, because I had the studio, I had like the best studio at that time. So I was making for Sexy Still.
When that song came out,
then Cheesy came. I met Cheesy in one day's house when I was working on Whiskey's album. Bigiano is the one that gave me a me on Baba. No, it's Bigiano that gave me that line.
Thank you for saying that, because he has.
Sorry, what's the name again?
Afrimeg.
Afrimeg.
Yeah.
African
Men Entertainment Kings.
Really?
It's for men alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Why men alone, by the way?
What to hear now?
Go hear me.
We all know that if you want to have such a club and
I just have
involve the female, this thing will destroy in no time.
The John Baby song.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've actually been to a couple of
Bachelor, yeah.
stag dues, and nothing really happens. Fine, a lot of shit happens.
Okay, but nothing
the
really
groom's-
happens.
But no. A lot of things happen from the groom's perspective.
Yes.
Nothing really happens. The groom just watches. Like,
Yeah, it's the same
it's we
thing.
the friends that
That are naughty.
We are hyped up like
But it happens
the
both
groom,
ways.
The groom is always
But we don't want the wife to see the kind of
Friends.
a husband to be.
Exactly, it has. And it goes both ways, the same thing.
so that she won't give us pepper soup.
Most people that are in politics in Nigeria now
Yeah.
are people that have stayed abroad.
Bro.
Yes.
And they are part of those that will not still do the right thing.
Yeah.
When you travel abroad and you see good things, and our people travel every day, and they still come back and live it like that. I feel there's something under that they didn't tell us. Religion leaders they don't like this kind of words, but we have to say the truth.
Yeah.
See, religion is one of our major problems in Nigeria.
We
Check it.
we all